So I kind of like the pick, even though I don't really like the hero. I think in the context of this game, what's going to work well for them with the stand-in, I think it's good.
Yeah, I've been trying to look up just now online Venomancer. How is he trending in your high tier pubs? He's getting a decent amount of play from teams and finding a lot of good success against the likes of your Mars, Hoodwinks, Monkey King if he does come out. But none of these heroes have really stepped up to the plate right now and has fallen short against the likes of your Rubik, Beastmaster, Slark. So I can't help but feel like this is just some comfort pick, or maybe there's a bigger picture we're not seeing. But oh, interesting, Wraith King into OD.
Last time I'm gonna say it, Ricky is ungodly. I can't. I would not. It's so good against the skeletons because you go Battle Fury now and Ricky. I mean, the Diffusal Blade isn't really a thing anymore, so that does. I mean, you can just buy Shard on Wraith King to counter it anyway, so it's kind of whatever. But what can they do against Ricky other than Coil? And with Coil or with Puck, you just have Smokescreen if you want to initiate first. So still looking pretty good, but there's still a lot of carry. I mean, typically I was talking about the second phase of bans is where we see a lot of position 1 bans, but Lyrical, you brought it up. That's not really the case. Targeted bans here today, but that leaves pretty much every carry still available. Like the Troll Warlords, the Ursas, gotta have to look at the list. Monkey King is still there, I believe. Not that it's particularly amazing here.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's nice about the Ricky too, right, is like it's a way to get in on the Venomancer without necessarily having to like, you know, trudge through a bunch of wards or whatever. I feel like we've seen a ton of Ricky games where it's him against Puck Wraith King, but instead this is pretty nice. Because they know that they don't have much damage. Like you kind of run out of damage on Puck and Venomancer, at least in like a burst fashion. So they don't really have anything to take down the Alk quick. That's a pretty nice pickup. I like that a lot.
Feed off those skeletons. I like it.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's a farmy kind of hero. I had a fun little bit with Tomato on that interview because he had mentioned something a bit unorthodox, I imagine, for most Dota players. He said in his previous week's lead-up preparation in that matchup, which they had last week, which I can't remember now who it was against. Maybe it was Black and Yellow, but Tomato did not play any Dota the day before the competition match. So that way he was just that much more hungry for Dota. And if you guys don't remember, he went like 20-0 across the 2 games. He didn't die once. So I'm curious if he did the same thing this week.
Huh.
Maybe I should take that advice.
He's going to play Alchemist, I'm imagining. So look for him to really be farm driven and try to make a big play in this. But as I mentioned before, Wraith King in the OD, that is very sus. I checked out, and Wraith King is 42 and 102 against Outworld in top play. Like, he loses against Outworld all the time. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a wild grab.
I think that it's their thought process with it again is like have him sort of on one side of the map and the Veno on the other pushing, and just like have sort of free farm, but then also somebody that can be strong in the lane and play with the Rubik. So I kind of agree that it could be tough, or whoever they're going to end up taking as their 5 if Rubik ends up being 4. I think that 5ManMidas are in a lot of trouble though because of the Alk pick. I think the OD against Wraith King is like, if you can have a good Wraith King game outside of the OD, it's not the worst thing in the world. But the Alk not having an answer right now is going to be rough. And they ban out Abe, they ban out Timbersaw, 2 of the big counters to it. And now I think you just take something sort of safe here. You can either go for a 5 or a 4. I guess hypothetically a 3 if you want it also, but I don't know, something to ensure that Alk has a good lane.
I mean, they do have a flex lineup, right? OD could be the 5. Enchantress obviously is support. Void Spirit could play mid or off lane. Alchemist typically the 1 these days, but I've seen it off lane, and obviously mid was the original lane for that hero, but it will be the Shaman. So how does this hero get through?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
This is such a sleeper draft. I think even the teams are kind of like, oh, wow, there's a lot of potent options still out there that we didn't even consider. But yeah, Shaman, who's been platinum tier support as of recent with all the love he's been getting, creeps in somehow 5th pick.
God, I don't know how you do this.
They have push for lanes. They have creeps for lanes. They have serpent wards for lanes in terms of push. So I like their lineup a lot.
Ooh, that's a
they're
bit
gonna end up with a
different.
Slardar last pick.
All right, take it in real quick, gentlemen, because we got to throw it over. But with the time we have, can I get your predictions on game number 1, 5ManMidas Undying, Suns fan?
I'm going to go Undying for no particular reason other than I think they're just a better team.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna go Undying as well. I think this Alk is just gonna be a monster, and he if he doesn't die in the lanes, he's not dying in the game. That's my thought.
All right, good stuff, gentlemen. We'll go ahead and send it to a quick break, but when we return, we got Gabe over there back on the mic again, and he'll be joined by GoDz.
Thank you so much, Dakota and me on the panel. I am back again. Parker, how you doing? Excited for this game?
Thanks, Gabe. I just saw you, and now I get to spend some more time with you. It's great. I'm loving it. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, it's been a nice morning. Got some coffee. Woke up early. Now ready to watch some more Division 1 Upper Division Dota. And I think this Undying team has a lot of people excited. 5ManMidas. They've struggled in a couple of games recently, but this draft. What do you think about it? Because I talked a lot about it. I want to know your opinion.
I think it's a very Team Undying type draft. They like putting Tomato on these like hard carries. He is a big Alchemist player. And they have the, kind of maybe a slightly different Doobie hero. He's more known for like his Undying, his Chen and stuff. But Enchantress is very similar. This is like a true hard 5 where your only job is just to secure your carry, his farm. We saw Fly do the same thing on EG, play Enchantress 3 games in a row in their first best of 3. I think Undying are just in their comfort zone right now.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see going into this game. I think that the, talk that the interview was that they had during the interview, both teams highlighted that lanes are going to be really important. With that Alk pick last, they want to ensure that they had an okay start to his laning stage, and it does already look like there's a lot of people down here, likely just going to secure the runes. But I guess, do you think that like Slardar Rubik, or if it ends up being Slardar Venomancer, is enough to try and shut him down early?
Yeah, I don't know about shut him down, but it's enough to put pressure. I like the Slaughter pick. It's this hero that was pretty much designed to give them a strong lane. I think 5ManMidas, we saw it in their interviews where they feel like their way to beat a more experienced, more, I guess, just more talented team as far as not individual plays, but as far as just team players. These guys have played at the top level Dota. The way to win for them is to win lanes and just keep their lead. So they're going to basically be all in on this laning stage.
Well, and we saw that in their most recent game. I think that they got off to a bad start in game number 2, and they ended up GGing out at 16 minutes. Even though there was still potentially chance to get back into it, they realized, hey, it's if the way that we've drafted at the very least is not going to work. You can see some wards drop down there.
I think it's the comebacks you see are generally going to be from like if a team like an EG Quincy Crew falls behind against a team that beats them in the lanes, those are the teams that will come back because they play the mid to late game so well. Right. But the inexperienced teams sometimes struggle in the mid game, knowing when to use their smokes, how to move around the map.
True. Well, Duffy getting a little bit of the treatment there. They were able to put some counter pressure onto the Alk as well. And up top, Lies being pressured back. So early goings, at least here. Doesn't look like anybody's getting completely zoned out. Yeah.
The big thing happening bottom is they're blocking both camps, despite Enchantress having a sentry. Rubik body block one camp and Slardar body block the other. Very rarely do you see both heroes block a different camp each. Usually it's just the support. So they are all in on stopping Dubu from getting any creeps early on.
Definitely. So 27 and 21 for him, and no prior games on the hero. Interesting. So taking something a little bit unorthodox, but at least in this game, amping up that minus armor whenever possible and pairing that together with a big bad carry in the Wraith King, who is going to be going on him up top lane now. Saberlight taking a lot of damage. His Shu punches him down, and well, the slow damage over time.
Oh, nice deny.
Well played. Moon got a big right click.
Yeah, the Skellies with the slow there. 5ManMidas. Unfortunate they don't get the first blood, and for OD, you kind of get to reset your lane a little bit, although not a hero that's looking to go back to base and pick up new items. He's just wanting to rush that Meteor Hammer as soon as possible, but he is going to TP up with the Shaman's Boots and some Tangos.
Down bottom instead, it's Aikster that's able to pick it up, and now extra damage right now onto Dubu, trying to get the kill. Tomato picks it up with the Acid Spray as the rundown continues, and eventually they kill it off. So Duffy able to get involved early.
Nice bit of play from the 5ManMidas off lane. I'm still a little concerned, you know. Winning these clashes is one thing, but they're not securing the farm in CS. Only 5 CS so far on Duffy. Dubu's done a really good job of just zoning and bullying back the Slardar. So even though they lose the kill trade, it is still Alchemist getting good CS early on.
This is something that we've seen a couple of different times. Is up top again. They're trying to go onto Saberlight. Shu continuing these right clicks, and now he might have cloned a little bit too close to the sun there. Still a lot of damage onto the OD, as he only has 2 tangos left, and Skeletons keep on pummeling him. But yeah, the CS battle is definitely where you're going to start to see things fall off a little bit.
Yeah, mid lane's gone slightly Bryle favored, but not dominatingly in his favor. We'll have to see how the 4-minute runes come into play. That's where both Void Spirit and Puck could see a big kind of boost in their laning dominance, but back at bottom, more aggression.
Yeah, and 2 points up in the acid spray. The chase down coming from the creep. Man, that Hellbear Smasher just got a lot of value out of it, and a big creep wave going underneath the tower. Slardar's gonna miss some of this.
Yep, he's not gonna be back in time. Aexer, you know, the Rubik's, he's happy, but that's not really what you were hoping for. And Slardar will miss pretty much the entire creep wave. 4-minute runes coming up, though, and we'll see whether or not Void Spirit or Puck gets it. Both of those heroes with an empty bottle.
Oh, and where is it going to spawn? It's down bottom. RRL gets a little bit of love right there.
Yeah, Bryle wanted to guess, you know, if you don't gamble, Puck can always kind of beat you to the room with an orb, so he plays the 50-50 trade, loses it. Back at top, though, Moon in some trouble.
He's going to get denied again.
God.
Saberlight. This lane, they're just hurting each other, but it works out.
Yeah. That's the... I feel like this is a serious problem with Veno as a 5 in the support role, is just how easy it is to deny against him, because, I mean, Veno is never going to be able to get the last hit on kills. You need basically an ally in your lane who can secure that last hit, which Wraith King is also not good at.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I was thinking that it was going to be like a 3 Veno or something, playing down bottom, just spamming out wards or whatever, but... we'll see how it ends up working out. It's still going to be a ton of magical damage, and like I talked about earlier, there isn't that clear-cut pipe builder, but Lies could throw out the stun here if he wants to. A little banishment as the battle continues, and Shu taking a lot of that right-click damage. He's going to have to salve up, but he gets the bounty rune for his troubles.
Yep. And it looks like Bryle's going to be able to grab the other one to refill his bottle, so that'll at least help him out a little bit in this mid lane where he still is now 10 CS ahead of the Puck. So he's starting to pull ahead more and more. Bryle just, you know, showing his prowess as one of NA's best mid laners.
You know, another bit of damage coming in onto Saberlight, but Moon with the big hands gonna keep a hold of Shu for the moment, and he's eventually gonna fall.
Yep.
Again.
Yeah, this, I mean, OD's just a harder to kill. 900 health, 8 armor, like, and it's mostly physical damage that they're dishing out.
And just like sitting pretty with the ring of health the whole time too, so you can just keep chilling. As Saberlight thought about going a little bit onto Lies there, but Moon just using his mana pool for not all that much. Yeah, this is a very interesting one. Should mention Aexter's had a really good game, getting all that CS underneath the tower. Now he's going to have arcane boots, but it's coming at the cost of Duffy a little bit, who's going to be ran back by Tomato, netted by the creep, and they're just going to try and spam things out. So they're giving up a hard 3 for a 4 that's getting a little bit of extra XP.
Yeah. I'm very concerned for them though, because they drafted Slardar as a hero to win them the lane, and that just hasn't happened. This is Slardar as a hero. If you're struggling playing from behind, you just feel like you can't do a whole lot. You need items on Slardar.
Yeah.
Moon may go down at top. He's trying to just trade his life, it looks like, for the other side. Skeletons and Venom.
Yeah, they still have the Astral, but yeah, super dead.
Oh, Rubik, the classic Rubik play, steals the kill, but here comes Bryle.
Yeah, trying to hit now, gets the Remnant onto Shu. Chasedown is there, they hit the Gale. Now it looks like that's going to be the end of the road as Puck has made the rotation. Heads up play to realize that they had overstayed their welcome, and Saberlight looking like he will end up falling. So they get that kill, but they won't pick up Bryle.
Yeah, I think they saw the Puck TP from mid, which is how they knew to just immediately back off. It looked like they could probably go for another kill there, but they knew Puck was coming and they just absolutely bailed. RL, has he gone too aggressive here? No, he's going to be fine. Moon Meander in the neighborhood. Both teams playing around this mid lane in this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, This is tough, and Dubu actually spotting that the puck is coming back in to keep the pressure off the towers. Now they show up with Moon, and RL now is in a little bit of trouble as everybody made the rotation over for him. Throws out that orb and can jaunt away, but that might mean it's Aikster's turn to die instead. No matter what, somebody was going to go down there, and Aikster ends up giving his life for the cause.
I think luckily for RL on the puck, Brile's spells were on cooldown. He'd used the Aether Remnant mid lane to pressure the Wraith King, so luckily for Puck, there was no Void Spirit aggression, but still, it's Undying who win the trade, get another kill. They're up 2k gold with an Alchemist who is more or less free farming so far, already well on the way to his Battle Fury.
Yeah, and that's really, I think, the thing to keep in mind, right? Is it was like all those rotations up top, and then running back mid, and nobody's looking at Tomato. Tomato's just happy as a clam, off in the jungle doing what he wants to do, and looks like it's going to continue being that way. This rotation wraparound for Shu, we'll see if they end up TPing some people in response or not.
Yeah, they want to pressure this tower with the Meteor Hammer now. Moon may have overstayed his welcome, though.
Yeah, yet again.
This is a nice play from 5ManMidas.
And
oh,
a deny.
no.
Yet again. And here it comes. Lift up, maybe? No. Doesn't have it. Beatdown commences. Saberlight finds the kill. They're going to come back in with the puck again, trying to take down Saberlight. He does have sanities. Looking for a deny now by the creeps. Not going to happen.
Wow, man. These Venno denies. It's like the third one this game.
Yeah.
Fourth one? I don't know. That's crazy.
It feels bad. It feels really, really bad.
Yeah, you
and
took
like
this...
right now, 73 last hits on Tomato at 9 minutes. Like, boy is farming.
Feels bad. And then, yeah, you kind of take a look at the Wraith King, for example, and it's like, well, he's, he's got an arm like Midas queued up, and he's not very close to it.
Oof.
And OD is now fully online. All you need is this Meteor Hammer, and you can go around making kills. It looks like he wants to go on Duffy here.
Easy Astral to start it all off. Meteor Hammer afterwards. Dubu's in the area.
Ooh.
Doesn't time it right, actually. Dude does not have a big mana pool, though. Yeah, and he just gets gobbled up. Now Brile moves in as well. They take down another. Aikster wants to keep him alive. Does not quite have level 6, though, so no spell steals available. Another banishment now onto some creeps. He needs just a little bit more. Now he gets it. Now trying to save, maybe with another Astral. Astral's them, and it looks like Lies is barely... Does he get a Hadouken? All right, he's dead. They got him. Well played by Undying.
Everyone's just chilling out in the Nether Realm when it's Rubik versus OD.
True. Moon runs over, sneaks the bounty rune, and now just going to shackles up the puck. I don't think he's going to get anything out from this, but they'll at least get the bounty.
Yep. Puck gets some more Urn charges. Bit of an unconventional Puck build, seeing the Urn pickup. I guess you don't have a good teammate to go for it unless Slardar does, so... Yeah. I don't hate this. The Spirit Vessel does have a lot of value against Alchemist, but at the same time, I don't think you want to rush a Spirit Vessel on Puck. It's just a big gold investment.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He might go for it after bots or something, potentially, but like you said,
yeah,
there's some problems with that as well.
This Puck needs to be the one, like, making a lot of plays. Probably fighting with Slardar, even though Slardar's had a rough time. I think these are the two strongest heroes on the Dire side, so probably Puck and Slardar just need to defend every tower, try and make some plays happen. Alchemist is just kind of too deep farming that you can't really stop him now, but you've got to try and make some wins elsewhere on the map happen for your team.
And this is not the way to do it.
No.
Shackles come out, Lies, long duration on that ulti as the stun is there. One final touch is all they need. Dropping wards, goes for the wraparound. Lies, hide in the trees. Do they know where he's at? They don't see him. Now jumps back the other way, and the wards are going to eventually kill him. That was amazing.
I loved it. Style points as far as deaths go. That was a pretty impressive death.
Yeah.
Definitely showing some nice moves, but... See if 5Midas can get this bottom tier on tower. Dubu doing his own moves, hiding in the trees here. Maybe he just goes for like a... Oh no, he's just going to reveal himself.
Okay. Well, they do have Aikster coming down bottom again, but it's not an easy kill onto Dubu if you don't have coil, but I guess they do, so maybe they can just go on him here. Summon the creeps, pulls back the attention.
I think, coiling the Enchantress doesn't feel good, because that's when, like, they may TP in to defend it with OD and Void Spirit.
Right.
And Dubu, one man defending a tier 1 tower here. We'll get going on. And here come the TPs, though.
And the
GoDz
heals.
first.
He's living. That raindrop saving lives, walking away. And one more punch is going to do it to him as they find the Hex onto Aegster afterwards. And now the rundown. Duffy tries to get the jump away, but Bryle on his butt. And they find that finish as well. So 2 for 1. Dubu will take that every day.
Yeah. You know, I mean, once you commit those spells, I mean, it was just like an illusionary orb and a telekinesis fade bolt, but it basically means that that Void Spirit OD who are TPing in, there's no damage. You can't deal with these heroes when you don't have your nukes. And with that Undying, not just getting kills, but they're going to get this tier 1 bottom tower. Even though it does get glyphed, I imagine we'll see them try and commit to this one.
Right. And I mean, one of the at least nice things about Shu here, he's been able to get level 7, so 4 points in Plague Wards. Does make this a little bit less palatable for Undying, but like you said, with the Meteor Hammer, it's a pretty easy knockdown. Although Aegster's showing up also. Yeah, they're going to keep the tower alive for now. It's pretty nice.
So what is this build we're seeing from Alchemist? Sanj into Heart, going for all the HP regen.
Oh, God.
I've only seen a little bit of Alchemist play in this patch, but this is, you know, I like this. 24% self HP regen and lifesteal amp, so you get so much regen from your ultimate, plus the Heart of Taras. The synergy between these items is going to be really nice.
I don't think he dies again this game if he gets this.
Yeah, he's going to be unkillable. I think that's pretty safe to say.
I mean, I guess then the argument is you can just focus on killing everybody else and maybe... do you think he has enough damage if he does it like this?
You can definitely just kind of run away from him. He doesn't have like any kind of abyssal blade or way to kind of stay on top of people, but hold that thought. Here come Undying.
Aegster got him yet again. Lifts to try and slow it down, but eventually he will go down here, although Dissimulate afterwards, jumping in from RRL. What more can they find? Another big stun. Shu is on top of all of them. Doesn't have ulti, but can start summoning these wards and dropping them down on their head. Saberlight will find that follow-up stun as Duffy eventually goes down. Now Bryle, and that gives them the levels, so they do pop the ulti. Bryle's fallen. Now Puck may be in a little bit of trouble as well. Moon is here for the long duration shackles. Bryle's still able to live a little bit longer, but I think that Undying might have gone a bit too far. They get punished a bit here. They're trying to chase down 2 for 1 and Dubu, barely able to make the escape. So Moon, he'll have to give up his life, but a nice win there, at least for 5ManMidas for a bit.
Yeah, and they do that without the Wraith King too, so definitely some signs of life there. I think Undying got a little bit overconfident. A 3-man move into that enemy triangle. Shadow Shaman was sitting at the bottom tier 1 tower, so they were in a 3v4 fight. They only find a support, and Puck catches 2 of the Dream Coil, so really good response from 5ManMidas. At the same time, you know, Undying probably says, okay, not the best outcome, but we've still got a free farming Alchemist. Are you really that concerned about what's going on? He picks up the Sanj and Yasha, so it's not just a casual Sanj. He wants the full Sanj and Yasha, but he does still have that Heart of Taras queued up.
We'll see if he goes for it. I think that it's probably fine either way, just based off how much farm he has. I mean, this guy is super stacked up, almost double the net worth of the next highest in the game, as they will lose their tier 1 tower, and the rest, 5ManMidas running on out. Who are they going to find?
Oh, Bryle's been caught in coil.
Yeah, and Bryle, he's just dead.
Great catch. Yeah. I mean, it's a 9k gold lead, which is a pretty massive gold lead for 16 minutes in, but that's often the case with Alchemist games where you're playing from a gold deficit, and all you've got to do is kind of weather the storm in the mid-game, because your Wraith King, once he comes online, you know, things can change very quickly, and they're getting kill after kill. They find Dubu as well. Possibly some pressure on a tier 2 tower now.
And a smoke up immediately afterwards. If there's one thing that's really good about this lineup, they don't have much that they need to actually just go for people. You know, maybe a coil is pretty necessary, but depending upon the person, you know, you find Tomato, there's a chance if he's completely alone and like you run into him with everybody, maybe you could do something, as they're going to set up and try and take this mid tier 1 tower, it looks like. Yeah, like Dagger ready.
Doesn't look like they're going to go on the Alchemist. He's just a little bit too tanky, and they don't have the Spirit Vessel yet. No Dream Coil for 12 seconds. Can sort of find a good initiation. They're going to back off. It looks like they want to at least wait for the Dream Coil. An Alchemist can fight at this stage, and they will catch Venno.
Yeah. And that's a pretty easy one there. Although at the same time they blow up Dubu very rapidly there, and the Meteor Hammer afterwards onto Aikster. So the final tally ends up being a 2-for-1, if in a bit of a weird way.
I think Undying are learning. They just need to bring numbers. You know, they lost that previous fight because it was 3v4. They're happy to, I think, recognize that it's kind of perhaps time for Tomato to show up to some of these fights, even if he's not able to stay on heroes that well, just to kind of be there to deter 5ManMidas from playing too aggressive.
Right. Yeah,
We will see Wraith King Lies going for an Armlet Deso build, trying to synergize his item build with the Slaughter, going for all kind of single target physical damage.
Yeah, that definitely feels like what they need. You have to kind of have that burst potential against the Alchemist, and in lieu of I mean, they have magical damage, but it's like, you know, Venom magical damage. It's for everybody else besides the Alch, pretty much. Just tickles them.
Yeah, Alch is kind of like, in many ways, a hard counter to Venom because he's got that sustain from HP regen against this slow damage over time.
Right.
Here come 5ManMidas. They're smoking up. They need to find a big kill off of this, I feel like. Someone like either Bryle or Tomato is kind of the ideal targets, and they may find 2 up here.
This is really good if they can secure this one. Lift afterwards. Bryle mega dead. Can they get Saberlight though? No, he's away. So they get a nice pick off. Again, lowering that lead a little bit, finding ways for this Wraith King to get a little bit of catch-up time. And I don't know. Do Undying kind of need to keep making moves right now, or are they comfortable with the state of the game?
They're pretty comfortable, and I think they're kind of basically, with their play, making a statement that we don't care if you pick apart our OD and our Void Spirit. As long as our Alchemist is free farming, we're playing for that like 6-slotted Alch timing. Not to mention then he can start pulling Aghanim Scepters to teammates. Void Spirit's got one queued up, but I feel like with how farmed the Alch is, he may be able to start pulling Ags pretty early on.
That would be really nice. Well, that is a 20-minute mark coming up pretty soon here. No tier 2 towers taken as of yet, so will be a trade-off. But Bounty Rune's always something interesting to watch as the smoke out is coming. Don't think that was under any vision. And 5ManMidas are a bit spread out. If RRL... Okay, no, they're going to the triangle. That's where Lies is. Or, nope, I don't know where they're going. We'll see in a second.
Probably going to get some wards down here. Dubu, yeah, he's going to catch Lies.
And there it is. That's the Hex. Wards drop down, getting them, but the turnaround from Duffy trying to make something happen here. Lies just walks out of the wards. Everybody gets hit by the ulti, and now Rubik, he's stolen Astral as well. This could end up looking kind of... Tomato is so big. It is impossibly hard to fight into this one right now. With 2 already dead, can they do anything else? Tries to kill the Enchantress, but it won't quite happen in time, and RRL wants to go for the jump away. They lost 3 for only the Shaman.
Tough fight when the Wraith King kind of survives the initial jump. Like that wasn't the problem for them. It was the fact that I think Undying made a really good recognition that, okay, the rest of the team's going to show up. Let's ignore the Wraith King. He's not the one who's a big damage threat. The problem is these other heroes. The supports, the Slardar, you let him get Corrosive Haze on everyone and start getting bashes. The Puck, they made sure they just kind of ignored the Wraith King till the end.
And that's, I think, the way that you want to go about this. And probably it's the same type of thing for 5ManMidas. Like, ignore that Alchemist until you absolutely have to.
There is the Spirit Vessel, but they just don't have the burst damage, I don't feel. Like, with this Wraith King, he's going to go Blink next, but even then, like, his physical damage is not enough against an Alch who now has an AC 30 armor on Alchemist. He is more than taking up. Harder to harass, yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he's got a lot of HP regen, but he's also just got a lot of flat health and armor. So you're not bursting him, and you're also not killing him over time because of the HP regen.
Yeah, I mean, also, don't forget, he's got that solid Ironwood branch in his inventory at Tomato as well. We'll see if he switches that one out or the heart for his Aegis he's about to pick up here. Actually, you know, I don't think you give the Aegis to Tomato. I really don't. I think you give it to, like, Saberlight or Bryle.
Yeah, I like it. I like the idea of putting it on Bryle, but it does look like Tomato's going to open up an item slot to pick it up.
Unbelievable.
I think it's the same. You know, it's kind of like, let's play this safe, methodical, let's play the standard Dota, where we're going to give our carry high ground sieger the Aegis. He can then go hit buildings. We sit behind him. But I kind of think you're possibly right there, where you don't need to give it to Tomato because he is pretty unkillable, and you could give it to one of these playmakers.
Maybe he's just gonna go Heart next, or Rapier next. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Silence
I'm
now.
down.
Saberlight going to set himself up to jump out afterwards if he wants, or just turn and fight. Blink back for the moment. Duffy going to catch back onto Bryle. Where's your Aegis, man? We needed it. Oh, whatever. Tomato was near enough by that they might still go on this regardless. Oh, the double ward trap. There's no way out of it for them. They eat their way out, and now the chase down, not going to connect. All right, things are getting weird here. As the puck tries to jump and kill off Moon Meander, can't quite get him done, as he will walk away afterwards.
Yeah, it does feel like Undying's playing a little bit of a sloppy game. I think they kind of recognize, they're probably thinking like, man, our Alk is so insanely farmed. Like, how do we lose this? So I think some of his teammates, like we saw Saberlight getting kind of caught alone. They did blink out, but then Bryle jumps in, gets caught. I think Bryle and Saberlight are just kind of playing a bit lackadaisically because of how farmed Tomato is. Like, they kind of recognize, like, we should win this game. I don't have to play perfectly to win this game, and as a result, they're making mistakes.
I think that it also, there's very curious people, and you say, how do you lose this game? They want to find out. That's their mission in this one.
Yeah. Well, it's it's not a done deal yet by any means.
Right. More than double the net worth right now for that Elk, and they take down that tier 2 tower, take the outpost. Now we'll see if they decide to just go straight mid or if they want to go down bottom next instead.
I think the scary thing with Alk is even when he gets he's going to be 6 slotted at, 25, 26 minutes. It's the fact he can start pulling Ag Scepters, so it's not like you really completely cap off once you get 6 slotted.
True. And you also, I think that's the one where you can give the gold back to all of your allies as well, right? With the giving the Aghanim Scepter thing as well.
Yeah.
So...
get that Berserk potion. I'm not sure it's particularly useful this game, but
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Who'd you give that to?
I guess the OD for the attack speed. I mean, you kind of can just use as a save for the Dispel. Although I don't know what you're dispelling. I guess you dispel off Corrosive Haze. That's kind of nice.
All right, I like that. I wouldn't mind Enchantress either. There we go. That's the real dream.
Just have her, start pelting away at people with impetus.
Oh, I think you can give it to yourself too, can't you?
I do not know.
Well, meanwhile, Coil snaps, and Bryle gonna get brought down again. Find pickoffs everywhere you can. That's the play right now from 5ManMidas. And they might find themselves another one as Saberlight spots him running through the river. Waiting. Bounty rune picked up. Hex afterwards. Good silence. Tomato, those here. Oh, Tomato's here. Be careful, everybody. But a banish. Okay. Akester saving the day there. It does mean that Tomato dodges the stun. So everybody else has to back out.
They get out without any casualties. Even the 5 Venom manages to escape. Really nicely done by 5ManMidas. They're playing... I mean, they talked about, our mid game is perhaps where is the hardest part of the game for us. But they're playing the mid game far better than they played the early game right now. So definitely a good sign for them. They're still down 16k gold. Things still look pretty sketchy for them. But they're, in some ways, outplaying Undying.
Yeah. They're making all the right moves. I think the big worry is, of course, have they been outdrafted, which, will yet to be decided. But Saberlight walks on in and is going to beat Duffy to death. One last punch from Tomato does it. Not even an ulti form right now. And they're taking down Lies. They do have Berserker Chemical Rage now as the chase continues. The stun is there. He's coming back in a moment, but I think it's only to get brought down yet again. Taunted in on top of him. Ooh, a coil there on a 3. A good save from Akester. Is it going to be enough, though? Needs to walk out of there. Impetus shot coming through. Not enough with our Arma Toggle. So they will lose the Wraith King, and Tomato up on a high ground, hitting a tower. It is really hard to deal with this right now for 5ManMidas.
Seems like all they can do is just keep spamming this Astral, the Rubik. Really nice steal. This is why we've seen Rubik be so effective against OD, but it's just delaying the Tomato Siege. It's not preventing it.
Right. And they're going to use another glyph here as well as Tomato. I mean, even without his ulti, his regen is just so ridiculous right now that it doesn't matter. 101 without ulti.
Yeah. That's scary.
That's insane.
What's he get up to with the ultimate? We'll maybe find out in a second here. He's going to go for the tier 3 tower. They lose the Aegis here, but doesn't seem like Tomato really cares.
No, not really at all. As the Meteor Hammer is going to get dropped on the barracks yet again. Side lanes being naturally pushed out, but they're even going to commit the wards with this one. And buildings are falling. They can take down these wards with the plague wards. That's at least a nice little pickup. Again, playing with that Venomancer, but there's just not enough damage in the world.
Yeah. And what we saw there is kind of why they give Tomato the Aegis. Not that it actually mattered or was used. They got the Rex without it, but the idea is you win Dota by putting your super farm carry on the high ground hitting buildings. And Tomato just gets a free Rex. They can't even initiate in because of how farmed he is and unkillable he is.
Oh, they denied both barracks. I didn't even realize that. Nice. But
a lot of denies this game.
Yeah, you gotta take your wins where you can get them.
Does end up getting the Berserk Potion.
Okay. We'll see if he can use it on himself in a second here. But I feel like I remember reading that you could. Regardless, Coil.
Going out. I don't know about going out.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one. They're gonna jump on Dubu now. Astral the save for the moment. Now they turn, want to try and take him down. You can use it on himself, and now he's running back in, and he's gonna kill off that Slardar. Takes down the Wraith King yet again, and it looks like Lies is about to also drop unless something magical happens. But the bash is there, the Hex afterwards. Moon's got shackles, and things get really dicey. 3 are dead, and Undying will just keep the pain train rolling.
Yeah, he's just so unkillable. 4,000 health, had like 200 HP regen with the Berserk Potion. With the ultimate, it's even more. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I wonder how high it gets with... Okay, so ultimate's at 256 now. With a Berserk Potion, it's going to go up to like 300 plus health regen. Well, that is... that's pretty insane.
Yeah.
There we go. 308.
Well, and keep in mind, you can also take the 25 talent if you want. I think the movement speed is way better, probably. If you already got so much, there's like diminishing returns at a certain point. But
yeah.
It's
the memes, you know.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
Is there any neutral item that will give you more HP regen? Paladin Sword, right?
Oh my god.
The Elven Tunic has been insane for him, though. That evasion has helped a lot. It's kind of made him even tankier, giving him free evasion, so... Yeah, good times for Tomato. He's played very well this game. I think overall Undying just knew they had a better overall strategy and draft, so they haven't played like flawless Dota by any means, but they're easily doing enough of the right things to get the win here.
Well, and over 1,000 GPM right now for him too. You know, it's been a little while, I think, since we've seen that, but definitely embodying just like the massive amount of farm that he's been given, and you know, free time just to sort of unload on him. It's looked really, really good. And now, do they decide to just go all in on tier 4s? Like, I think they can do whatever they wanted, honestly. Astral stolen yet again. Stun gonna connect now onto Tomato, and another one, which means that Alka's gonna have to sit there and be stunned for a moment. Another Astral, because why not?
Another? No. They're not gonna. He did have one more, but this Alk not interested in pulling any Aghanim Scepters. Says you guys buy your own. So both Odie and Void Spirit buying their own as Tomato has a BKB queued up.
Yeah.
Buys a Moon Shard now. Just chomps away. He doesn't even... He's so confident he doesn't care about buyback.
Right. I think that's completely reasonable as well. As the Meteor Hammer and the wards are going to be dropped down. Everybody's just gone from this world. RL drops in the coil, containing afterwards. They have another Astral in a second if they want to try and keep him alive a bit longer. But the Abyssal Blade is there. Astral from Aegster trying to keep him alive. Undying are tired of your shenanigans. They're going to kill you off. Take down 3, likely 4, and yeah, GG. It's over. It's mega over. It's been over.
Good stuff from Undying. Good draft. Great Alchemist pick. They played it well. You know, they kind of showed why they're one of the perhaps dark horses to take a top 2 spot here. You know, they're going to have to get through the likes of Quincy Crew, perhaps EG, Sad Boys, and for Zoomers to get that top 2 spot, but they're definitely not a team to kind of just look over and say, oh, you know, they're not going to the major. I think this team easily has the players and the pieces and, you know, the team play, the drafts, everything they need to be a top 2 team in North America.
Agreed, and they're only going to get better. And the big thing that, you know, again, mentioning the scheduling of it all, they're playing some of the easier opponents earlier on in the season. and then eventually going to be playing against Evil Geniuses and Sad Boys later on. I'm not sure when their match against Quincy is, but regardless, I think that that's going to be a very important couple of ones to get. And I think that it's really important for Undying to like practice like you play and play like you practice. So you've got to come into this, I think, and take everyone seriously, so that way you're sort of prepped mentally for the pressure of when it comes eventually, and clean things up a bit as it goes forward.
Yeah, and I think there were some things to clean up from that game, but you definitely saw they took them very seriously. Like when, Bryle didn't have a good game. But when he got picked off, it wasn't like the rest of the team was like, oh, Bryle's dying, let's go in and try save him. They were like, okay, Bryle messed up, let's just keep on farming the Alchemist, let's just secure the win. Everything they were doing, even when they were making small mistakes, was about just getting the win and going on to game 2.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for game number 1. We're going to go on to game number 2 right now as well. But first, to a quick break.